They say crafting relaxes the mind. But tonight, the story I have for you might just do the opposite. Get your needles ready. This is The Unraveled. Wait, before the horror begins, please subscribe to our channel for more dark mysteries and nightmares.
We always think our hobbies keep us safe. We lock the doors, turn on a bright lamp, and lose ourselves in something quiet, something comforting. But sometimes, comfort is just a veil. And once it tears, there's no sewing it back together. It started on a rainy Tuesday midnight. The house was dead silent, save for the steady rhythmic click-clack of my needles. I was working on a vintage crimson wool blanket I'd bought from an estate sale down the road. The old woman who owned it had passed away under strange circumstances. They said she died right in her rocking chair, still holding her half-finished work. The yarn was incredibly soft, almost warm to the touch. But as the clock struck 1 a.m., my fingers froze. The yarn wasn't just warm, it felt damp. I pulled a few inches out from the center of the ball. A dark copper smell hit my nose, metallic, thick, like rust or blood. I tried to drop the project, but a strand of the crimson wool was wrapped tightly around my index finger, tighter than I remembered tying it. Then, the sound started. It wasn't coming from the window. It wasn't coming from the door. It was coming from inside the wicker basket at my feet, where the rest of the yarn sat. I leaned down, my heart hammering against my ribs. The balls of yarn were moving, unraveling on their own, shifting like a nest of waking spiders. Tap, tap, tap. It sounded like fingernails, scratching against the inside of a wooden box. I reached out with a trembling hand, pushing a thick skein of black wool aside. Underneath it, buried deep at the bottom of the basket, was something hard, something white. I pulled it out. It was a human jawbone, strung tightly with the very same crimson yarn I had been knitting with for the past 3 hours. Suddenly, the room went ice cold. My breath misted in the air. The yarn around my finger tightened with a violent, agonizing jerk. It sliced straight into my skin. I screamed, trying to pull away, but the crimson thread was pulling me down toward the basket. From the shadows of the corner of my room, where the lamplight couldn't reach, a figure stepped forward. It was an old woman. Her skin was gray, her eyes hollow, empty sockets, but her fingers were elongated, ending in sharp yellowed bones instead of nails. And from her open, jawless mouth, a single strand of crimson wool trailed out, connecting directly into the ball of yarn in my hand. She leaned close, her breath smelling of old dust and decay. She didn't speak, but a voice echoed directly inside my head, sharp and splintering. "Thank you for finishing my work now. I need more material." The police found the room empty the next morning. No signs of a struggle. Just a beautifully finished, crimson blanket draped over the rocking chair. They say if you touch it, it still feels warm. And if you look closely at the stitches, you can see they aren't made of wool at all. Sleep well tonight.